My fellow HDEFers, a few weeks ago a video surfaced on the internet on a site called YouTube. This video was endorsed by my chief rival at this year's Hot Dog Fest, Matthew Weibel. In the video, my opponent made claims that my experience at the HDEF is actually a drawback to being able to win the championship. He claims that tradition and pride are virtues to be ashamed of. Mr. Weibel would have you believe that I have not changed with the times, and it is in fact time for an eater with less experience to be the eater you root for. I sit here now to underline to my fellow hot dog lovers, backyard game enthusiasts, beer pong athletes, and wiffle ball warriors that your support in this year's contest is crucial. Now more than ever, after a decade of hot dog eating contests, the fest stands at a crossroads. Who you choose to cheer on at Fest X this summer will play an important role in who leads our beloved summer jam into its second decade. 10 years ago, I was fresh out of university when fate guided me towards establishing an event by which I could keep in touch with my college pals should we go our separate ways. I'm happy to say that never happened, but the fest did happen. At first it was touch and go, but through some very hard work I helped form the Hot Dog Council and ultimately had a large hand in establishing the fest itself. The same event at which my opponent is but a participant. I ask, is the gateway to the next 10 years of the HDEF best served by a follower? Or by a trailblazer who will eat with energy and determination, both on and off the field, who brings with him the assets of pride, tradition, valor, and yes, HDEF Championship glory. Some months ago, I was fortunate enough to view a private screening of Malone, a motion picture starring my friend Burt Reynolds, and produced over 20 years ago. In the Cinema Night ratings spreadsheet, Mr. Weibel gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars. Clearly, he believes that there's value in older things, yet his campaign is saying the exact opposite. You can't have it both ways. My opponent is full of contradictions. He claims to be a better qualified eater than myself, yet if one looks at our records, they're virtually identical. I won in the Fest's inaugural year. He won in the Fest's 8th year. A year, I might add, that will forever have an asterisk by it due to the fact that the bracket system was employed. That system hasn't been employed since because it is flawed. And when one wins in a questionable year, can it really count as a win at all? My opponent will tell you that he has won 2 Castle Fest championships. Fair enough. But eating long hot dogs and small burgers are 2 separate animals, like a pigeon and a rooster. My opponent will try to sway you by stating that he's a founding member of the Castle Council. Aside from the initial idea, which was little more than an extension of the hot dog eating contest to begin with, where has Mr. Weibel been? And if he's such a fervent member of the Castle Council, why has a contest still yet to be held at his house? The more one probes into my opponent, the dirtier it gets. I'm here today asking for your support when I take my place at this year's fest. The cheering voices of my fellow HDEF enthusiasts will no doubt help immeasurably to propel me to a glorious HDEF victory. As we stand on the threshold of a new era, I look forward to being the eater who bookends the festival's first decade with a pair of wins I happily share with my HDEF brethren. I need you to shout my name as I eat my hot dogs. I need you to believe in your hearts that the eater you want to see holding the championship belt is a man of humble origins, a man who values hard work and high ideals. When you cheer your eater on at HDEF 10, I hope the eater you choose is me. Thank you, and may God bless the Hot Dog Fest.